Model UN is a conference that includes over 5,000 delegates from around the world, and we meet in New York City to debate various issues.
Universities from across the world pretty much prepare for this for months.
Because they're not representing countries that they've traveled from, but rather countries that they've never known before, and so they get to learn a really different perspective, and it's quite remarkable to see.
And you also have the formal aspect where students sit down in a formal setting in a UN committee and vote on motions, on resolutions, and actually adopt international law documents.
A typical day at Model UN, you get up definitely quite early.
Shower, suit up.
You'll meet with your team before the committee session starts.
So you're working on any developments that came up in the night before.
And then when we're in committee session, we'll move for motions to, for example, suspend the meeting, or we'll do speeches. And then during informal caucusing is when we really debate on the resolutions and start writing and drafting and such. And at the end, of course, after committee session is done, a lot of people often meet together just to draft off a few points to make sure that we have all the time to really make a really solid working paper.
There are lots of points where you're just sitting and waiting in Model UN nations, and it's really important to make sure during that time you're putting your time to use. So passing notes, which is really fun.
The little piece of paper has a lot of purposes.
Those are perhaps one of the funnest things from Model UN.
The little pieces of paper that are being passed around are to keep updated with different delegations that you're working with during informal caucus.
It's a great tool to keep the conversation going.
Those pieces of paper keep the formal session quiet so you can hear the delegates and still communicate vital ideas to your resolution to continue the process.
The National Model United Nations is an incredible opportunity to represent countries that are not theirs.
And in our case, representing Sudan is a country that many of us have a very different perspective on than their particular view from a historical and geopolitical lens.
For the past 4 months or so, we've also just been researching.
You need to go into their foreign policy, their economics, just to make sure that you're representing them to the best of your ability.
The most important thing that I can teach a student is to be convincing. Because if you're convinced in the value of your own solutions to global challenges, you will be able to convince others of their worthiness. The universities in Cégep from Quebec, including the University of Ottawa, have joined in the Quebec Model United Nations. It is a practice simulation, and by attending QMUN, where we are about 250 students, it's their opportunity to experience a NMUN Light.
So of course we're very busy here with the conference, but we're also enjoying New York.
It's perhaps one of the most multicultural cities I've ever been in. And you could just see the energy booming, you know, even on the streets you see people from all over the world.
We're going to see a Broadway show on Wednesday night. Once all of the formal sessions in our committees are finished, we're also working out of the UN building itself.
And that's the recognized United Nations Hall with the very large arc, and it's where the actual countries sit. We can't help but feel like real delegates because it's New York.
Which is very inspiring, puts you in character, and makes you feel like you're actually functioning as a UN delegate. So far, I've enjoyed really the quality of the delegates that are here.
Meeting different people from all over the world.
We've met people from Europe, from Africa, from all across North America, from Asia, and it's just these people that have, you know, traveled such a long way to come together and to try and solve some of the world's biggest problems.
It helps you learn how to deal with people from a variety of cultures.
You learn negotiation, you learn working in a team.
I've really benefited learning the impact of communication.
Well, Model UN, on the surface, it provides an amazing opportunity to develop public speaking skills, diplomacy skills, being able to work with people across cultures from 48 different countries. It's about learning when to show leadership and when to pause and step back, and how to manage group dynamics in that sense.
It's an experience I'll never forget.